let's see here. Mental notes. That's what I'm doing right now. Sorry to get out of the way there, since there's the first mental note is the sonoluminescent genetic imprinting technology. They can only affect the outer chains. It's similar to the Eve genocide canon, which genetically, well, harmonically genetically, it's a harmonic genetic genocide canon. So I ran into an interesting individual that put a timestamp of 40 years. Spare some change for my next coffee, bro? Hell yeah. And still doing my little search for humanity and surviving. Science stuff aside, it's Thanksgiving. I'm not going to really say much about it other than I think it's a very racist holiday.
One thing though.
That's what's up.
Have a good one.
You too. Excuse me while I'm taken back by a bag of change for a second. That's plenty. We get at least another coffee going or something maybe for this Thanksgiving round, or at least so that I'm not dead broke and be like, I got 50 cents towards my next coffee. Shit. Everything else aside, man. Let's see here. Genetic harmonic technology, so I've taken back change, and that's solid. Genocide canon is not the only way to genetic modification. In fact, as I was already posting on Facebook about some of the Yugoslav technologies that were available, which were actually stolen from the Catholic Church. That freakier would. Meanwhile, I would explain some minute things. When I'm watching what is almost like an acid trip, dead sober, with electronics, and that's my profession, I've seen glitches that aren't technically possible. Now, my education is electronics engineer level. So I know exactly how these this is a light emitting diode. Did you know that's how these cameras work? Actually, it's a light receiving diode. It has a little screen on it that filters out all the other light that it actually does see. Our eyes don't. So the craziest shit that I've seen are like no faces. And there's a couple things it could have been. Like I looked into it. That's how I found the NPC thing. And prior to the NPC thing, I was trying to figure out why my inner speech was broken, which I did manage to reestablish this morning. I had to think super fast. Faster than all the background noise out here. Which, all of these new fancy Androids already have audio filtration system, which is funny because it's causing a lot of difficulty while I'm talking to Google voice to text. As I said, this is mental notes. So, guy said 40 years. Well, I'm seeing quantum technology similar to the Chinese satellite. A light flash occurred in I wish I had the camera going. Anyway, point blank is, I've got to get these phenomenon down to a repeatability where I can line it up and record it. See, like the increased light frequency behind me is how one way I've done so. Same with how, do you see how my one eye is lazying off? Because I'm watching something else with it. Because yes, I'm one of those crazy goofball genetic lineups where I'm ambidextrous and can move my eyes mildly separate from each other. I'm not a brown eye. I could do it better if I had brown eyes. I got blue eyes. So, I'm limited on how much I can do that. That's like going up to a mirror and trying to see, how does it look when I do this? You know, or the snake eyes thing is where I'm going. It's a childish example for you. If you ever heard of snake eyes, it's when you can use your eyes and catch a waveband pulsation through the muscle systems. Because I just like half fucked up my vocabulary. Anyway. Now that's probably brain damage is what I thought. And point blank it probably is. Because it only started after January, February when I was working with a dude and should not have been riding around in a car without medicine for almost 2 months straight for my epilepsy. And so that gets back down to it. Like I said, even like how this light patternization is changing here on the camera is because it's identifying another light source. I've shown that a couple times. And it's not a camera trick, that's the software trying to adapt to another light source. And yes, you can say, yeah, it's extremely bright. Not bright enough to cause it to go black screen on everything else. That's not right. That's not how this technology works. If it had to do that, then there's an extreme light source above. Now clouds, and as you can literally tell, as my skin's going green on the pixelization, that's what they just kind of idiots. You don't know what price I paid. Let's just say if I wasn't able to brush this off with some crazy shit for YouTube, I'll leave it at that. Anyway, Chinese fucking European satellite systems. So now I have to do research on something of 40 years, which sounds more up to Randy's goddamn boat over in Wasion. But trying to get information out of him is like talking to Nathan Ray. I didn't say that. Man, this is why Uncle Bobby gave me a goddamn voice recorder for... Yeah, I used to have a tape recorder as a kid. That's how I caught these people playing mind games the first time. Yeah, I don't look like Randy anymore, do I? Watch out. It's called genetic activation. I'm already fully active. That's just using new age technology. Let's put it this way. Those are black hairs coming out of my skin, and white. I'm not supposed to be blonde. That is bleached, sun bleached. Just like the inside of my jacket is brown, or I'm sorry, the outside of it is brown. And the inside is still fucking brand new. I'll show you. That's how brand new black. That's how sun beaten. So talking about another light source, well, I'm wearing evidence 0. Well, technically this is evidence 0. Anyway, evidence 1. We'll call it 0-1. It's not quite 1 yet. It'll be 0-1. These videos are extremely large and I'm limited on the settings. I may have to look at an alternative camera application / software. When I got back behind a desk, mind you, a desktop computer and a laptop, I had to stop myself from calling software apps. You know. It's really fucked up if I still had my really cool Starbucks cup that was left at Walter Smith's on 3834 Martha Avenue, Toledo, Ohio. At 245-956 Tremainsville, apartment 1F is Nathan Ray. Yeah, it's very close to 2562, I think it is, or something like that. Very close to Randy's address over there in Wasion. I didn't take a picture of this, but right above where I'm sleeping, it says Ragin, like Ray, G-I-N. That's kind of strange. My brain isn't built for abstract shit like that. I just see these as quintessential. Well, isn't that quaint? Isn't that cute? But it's wrong. And that was me showing the 3 forms of concrete evidence that I exist, because I can also sometimes fuck around with my environment around me without my body. But that only was because of the stroke shit. So mental notes aside on that. This is why I normally brainstorm and then bullet point. I hate doing live videos like this anymore. They become a hodgepodge. It's hard to keep track of what the hell I'm talking about unless you actually have been paying attention. Because I'm not speaking to drill it into you. I'm speaking to list it off. Just don't insult your own intelligence. I can go to Detroit and any B-boy looks like me, man. Any D-boy. All the D-boys. Okay? Identity fraud happens. It's not that hard. And I'm the one with the paperwork. So, I'm just going to sit out here on the most racist holiday and close my notes on that. Just because I don't know where to go with the information. Because I need to go look up shit over on the internet. And I've got no service. So, it's all Wi-Fi. And, like I said, it's Thanksgiving. Almost everything's closed. Except for Timmy's, because they're a Canadian company. Yes, I just did that. Which, aside from me booting up my mental space this morning at a super accelerated rate, I should try to go to Canada. So, I should go to at least over there and show the paperwork to the Canadian consulate, show it to the border people and be like, you can send me back if you can't tell how bad the situation is. Because I just got another 4 years basically stacked on after getting back from Europe. And I've literally ran into people who were trying to literally, but you never went to Europe, you never, yeah. Meanwhile, I'm looking at my stack of paperwork going, you're fucking insane, assholes. There's my low battery warning, so that's it. Like I said, I'm on zip. Zilch, nada. At least I got a cup of coffee going this morning. And it's dark roast. Most people don't know there's less caffeine in that. Go figure. Look it up. Girl brain telling her how to use it.